Hi guys, Dr. Huntington here with your type 2 diabetes fact for today. In this video, we're going to talk about whether or not to eat refined grains as it relates to type 2 diabetes. Now you might also hear the terms refined carbohydrates or processed carbs. The terms refined or processed should be your first clue. That simply means that something has been done to the food to change it. And in most cases, whatever was done probably didn't move it in the direction of better nutrition. But this video we're focusing on refined grains. All grains are actually seeds. Specifically, they're the seeds of grasses. So we're talking about things like wheat and corn and oats and rice. These things come from grasses. So let's take a look at our board here. I've got a picture of a seed, and there's three main parts that we're concerned with. The outer covering, which is here, the bran, and that's the dark part. What I've done is taken the seed and we're looking at it as if I've cut it open. So this white part is the inside of the seed. So the outside of the seed is the dark part, and that's the bran. And that's the part that contains all the fiber, as well as vitamins and minerals. And then the inside is mostly contained of what's called endosperm. And that's got your starch, carbs, and protein. I don't know if you can read this because I wrote it smaller, but that's vitamins and minerals. So there's less vitamins and minerals in the endosperm than in the bran or the germ. Now the germ is also inside the seed. It's the blue part here. That's the reproductive part of the seed itself. Now the germ is extremely rich in protein, fat, vitamins, and minerals. Now refined carbs have the bran and the germ extracted during processing. So this process not only removes the fiber, but it also removes much of the vitamins and minerals and fats and protein. So of course, that's not a good thing. Now examples of refined carbs would be like most of the breads on your grocery store shelves. You know, those would include like all the white breads, sourdough, plain wheat breads. It would also include like white rice, most of the sugary cereals and the pastas, and most of the snack foods. Now when you look at the ingredients, some of the clues that you're looking at a refined carb, you'll see things like bleach flours or enriched flour. And then any sort of fortified or enriched products are more than likely refined. You see, they've lost their natural nutrition when they were processed. So these foods are enriched or fortified in an attempt to get some of the nutrition back into the product. So refined grains have undergone a process which strips them of their nutritional value. So whether you are diabetic or not, you should avoid refined grains altogether. Now in contrast to refined grain would be a whole grain. Now a whole grain product includes the bran and the germ. Now because of this, whole grain food has much more nutrition than a refined grain. So are whole grain foods a better choice than refined grain foods? Well, absolutely, but not by much. You see, as a diabetic or a pre-diabetic or someone interested in maintaining good health, your best bet is to minimize your consumption of all types of grains. Why? Because grains contain either gluten or other proteins that many people are sensitive to. And I'm not just talking about celiac patients, I'm talking about just the general population. The other problem is sugar. Most grains are very high on the glycemic index, which means when you eat them, they're going to convert easily and quickly into sugar. And of course, if you're diabetic, that's not something that you want to have happen. So in the next video, I'm going to go into more detail on why these factors make most grains problematic.